So how is it possible to pick up a 2,000+% return on your money? Hey there, it's Chris Pre with SmartRealEstateCoach.com with another Deal Structure Sunday. I'm joined by not old timer in age, veteran old timer, High Six Associate Bill Reich from DC. Welcome back, my man.
Thank you, Chris. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, good to have you cranking as usual. So let's do, before I whiteboard this, let's do like a little backdrop. Let's talk about, and then I'll put it up there, source first.
Source was a FSBO.
And was it your call or VA call? Talk about that.
It was my call. I didn't have a VA back then.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So how old is this?
This actually first contact was August of 2018.
Wow. Okay. This is cool. So we're sitting, so they know this might come out in several months. I don't know, but we're sitting in May of 20. So you're talking 2 years ago almost.
That's correct.
All right. The cool thing is I remember nothing about this deal, so this will all be new for me, and that'll be fun.
Good.
All right. Let me do a share screen. Talk about while I'm doing that. So 2 years old, FSBO. What did you do in the 2 years, or how did it come back?
Yeah, so spoke with her, met with her. It's kind of a funky little house way out in horse country, and she was looking for $390,000, which, as you know, is very much below my average, but it looked like it had great possibilities. It was going to require some renovation, probably a new kitchen, couple of new cabinets, upgrades to the bathroom. Not terrible, but $30,000-$40,000. Anyway, she decided to take on the renovation herself. She did that. She put probably $50,000-$60,000 in. When she decided to sell it, she decided to list it with a realtor for $460,000. 6 months went by. I reconnected with her right when the listing was expiring. And that was back in April of 2019. And I said, look, I'd be interested in paying you your price if we can get the terms we want. I knew it was free and clear. So we sat down, negotiated, and I ended up paying her what she was looking for, $460,000.
Okay.
$1,500 a month mortgage payment.
Sorry, Bill, 460 you said?
460.
Yep. Okay. And then you structured principal payments, or how'd you do it?
Principal payments, $1,500 a month.
Principal only.
Per catch.
What was that, Bill?
Her catch was she didn't want to wait longer than 5 years. But okay. I figured at that point that I would be paying down $90,000, and it would be a no-brainer for me to either refinance it at that point or just sell it and flip it at who knows what. So I said, fine, go ahead, let's do this. I bought 60 days to market.
So hold on, you got 5-year terms.
5-year term.
And I'm going to ask you for the 13th time, $1,500 a month?
$1,500 a month.
Okay, I'm just getting ahead of myself. Okay, great. Now go ahead. You bought 60 days, meaning you said I'll close it in 60?
I'll close it in 60.
Okay.
So I ended up closing in August 11th of 2019.
Okay. So
I didn't have much activity in those 2 months, and I was getting a little nervous. And another month or two, month and a half went by, still nobody, but I had an inquiry from somebody who was building a home and needed a short-term rental for 3 months. I said, done.
So you rented it from what month to what month at how much?
We rented it from August through November 1st at $29.50 a month.
$29.50 for August, September, October, November?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so that $1,500 a month, principal only, you can add to that $450 a month taxes and insurance. So it was $1,000 a month clear for the 3 months. But guess what happened? That 3 months turned into 7 months.
But this is so typical, but go ahead. Okay, so the rental went to 7 months.
Right. It went to 7 months, and then I got a call from me. Said we decided we're not going to go ahead with the new house. The builder has had terrible delays. He's willing to give us our money back. He said, "What else do you have in the area?" I said, "Well, I have another house just came on the market, pretty much the next town over." Long story short, I ended up putting him in that house on a self-finance deal, which we can talk about another time.
Okay, but I'm curious if you know, and if you don't know, it's okay. We'll do another deal structure. So you moved a renter to be a tenant buyer or to a owner financing sale?
Owner financing sale.
Okay, and what's the profit on that? Do you know, just rough?
It's somewhere around, if he goes full term, which we expect will be 5 years, it'll be probably around 150, 160,000.
Let's say 150K. All right, now let's pivot back to this deal, and I'll change colors so we know it's a pivot. Go ahead.
So then I put it on the market. Seller financing available for a well-qualified purchaser with a significant down payment.
Okay, so the audience doesn't know this, and the viewers, but Bill went with Nick and Zach and I to a private notes meeting. That's the best way of saying it, with hand-selected businesses in the room, and that one line that he just said came out of that meeting, and we used it to pick up the best buyers we've ever picked up. So I say that line one more time, then we'll move on.
Yeah, seller financing available to a well-qualified purchaser with a significant down payment.
Sweet. Okay, now what happened? So you're talking like just a few months ago, right?
Yeah, this is a few months ago. So about a month and a half went by, and I had an inquiry. And lo and behold, they were very interested in owner financing because they're both self-employed, and they didn't want to deal with banks. I said, "Well, I've got the house for you."
Yep.
Well, this is the deal we now have completed. They are in right now, starting May 1st. They just moved in on a 2-month and 1.5 week lease purchase. Why did I set it up that way? Because July 11th marks the 1-year anniversary of my buying the property. And I would much prefer to pay long-term capital gains versus ordinary income.
Okay, there's a ton of good takeaways here. So lease purchase past the 1-year, short-term capital gains for yourself.
Correct.
That puts you to August of 20. Sweet. Okay, so they leased it essentially for how much?
They leased it for $2,550.
All in or plus taxes?
All in. So, minimal profit on that.
Well, still, it's $500.
Yeah, and you know what? I forgot about to add that number.
Well, that's okay. So it's another $500 times 3 months.
Yeah, call it 3 months.
So the profit there is $1,500. We'll add that in later if you forgot.
Okay.
No big deal. Okay. Now, did they give you any down payment, Bill?
They did. Thanks for asking, Chris.
No, I seriously didn't know.
They gave me
I was hoping you'd say yes.
10,000 down.
Okay.
Another 5,000 coming June 1st.
Okay, so 10,000 like a week or two ago.
Yep.
To start, and then they're not even done the lease yet. So next month they're gonna put another how much?
Another 5,000.
Cool. So it's before you close.
Right. And then another 5,000 on July 1st.
Okay, so 5, and then each month they were in there essentially 10, 5, 5.
That's correct. So it's a total of 20.
Okay,
and
so 5%-ish, a little lower.
On July 11th or July 12th, just to play it safe, when we go to closing, they're going to give me an additional $29,700. So the total down payment will comprise 10% of the purchase price.
Okay, I like a few things here. They're not closing until they come up with 29.7.
Correct.
The 20 they would have already paid to date is non-refundable.
Correct.
They ain't going anywhere.
Nope.
And if they do, it's okay. I don't mean that in a mean way. Like if anything ever happened, you're protected.
They've already started to make improvements to the house.
Okay.
So
Can't get a better buyer because of how you worded it, in my opinion.
Yep.
All right. So that brings us to 49.7.
Yeah. So their total purchase price was $497,000. So it's 10%.
Okay. And so let's go to that. So you sold for 497. Now, when they're in there, Bill, are they still, what are they paying monthly starting after the closing?
What they're paying monthly after the closing is actually principal and interest, because I'm lending them $447,120.
You're financing 447.
120.
447, 120. At what interest rate?
I think you're going to run out of board here.
I got another page.
6%.
You're financing at 6%, and your percentage rate is 0.
0.
Okay.
So their principal and interest payment is $2,681.
PI, 2,000.
681.
Okay.
So that's a profit of $1,181 a month.
Okay, so payday 2, I'm just going to insert this. Let's do this. Because you're right, there's a lot on here. So payday 2. Payday 1 we have right here.
Correct.
Okay. Payday 2 is whatever, the 1,100 times.
1,181 times 48 months is 56,688. Plus, and I remembered this when I was writing this up for my own edification, the $7,500 that I received in rent, the profit that I received in rent prior.
Oh, we didn't put that in here.
Nope.
Plus 7,500 plus the 15 little spread at the very beginning.
No, we got the 15.
You got it.
Yep.
Okay.
I put 7,000. So the
total
is payday 1 would be 60. Payday 2 would be 63,688.
Can we? How about we say 64? Can you live with that?
I can remember that.
64.
Actually, I'll write it down because I can't remember it.
64K. All right. So this is cool. All right. Payday 1, payday 2. How is, to help the viewers, how is payday 3? You got a buyer, you got some serious principal pay down of how much?
Principal pay down is a total of 90, but I can tell you, here's how I worked it out.
Okay.
Their balloon payment to me after 48 months.
Yep.
And remember, this is a 48 month. It's not 60 because a year has already gone by, right? Yeah. So it's 48 months. Their balloon payment at the end of those 48 months is $423,040.
Because they're amortized over, you did a 30-year AM at 6%?
Correct.
Okay, I'm with you.
My balloon payment is an even $370,000.
Bill payoff, bill balloon, 370?
Yep.
Just to recap for them, because Bill bought it at 460 and he paid $1,500 a month. Very simple. And that's his balloon left.
Correct.
Okay. So that profit is?
That's a total of $53,040.
040. So yeah, this is good. So you wrapped it into not throw another formula at these guys. Okay, so what's the total? You're going to be 150, 160.
166, 395.
166, 395. Now, before I say a couple of comments, I want to make sure these guys understand. This is your typical deal how he started owner financing. It's not your typical deal how he pivoted for short-term capital gains, how he then sold it on owner financing. Those are all not typical. Those are advanced. Bill's a high six. Bill's done coaching. Bill's done advanced training with us. Okay, it just takes time. This isn't tomorrow you do one of these. What I do want you to get out of this is that two things. One is Bill took the time to do that. I call it stacking lately. I just took it from another concept, which is Bill just constantly stacks knowledge, skill set, technique, learning lessons, because he's taking his punches too. This is what happens when you go through that and stay the course. Secondly, Bill's also part of the authority one-on-one coaching Stephen Wester and I do, so that establishes him and be more and more and more over the coming 2 years as the authority, the guy, the person who can answer questions, the expert in this marketplace. Deals like this will come to him now. That's how we're positioning it, how he's positioning it. So, Bill, total invested in this deal?
$8,000 in closing costs.
Okay, so this is cool for everybody to know, because usually facetiously at the end of these deals we say, how much invested? None, or 100, or 500. So you broke the mold and put up a whopping $8,000, and that was to close it.
Yep.
Okay, so this is good for these guys to know. On a podcast last night, the gentleman was a 20-year veteran, and he said, I've never heard of some of this stuff. It was particularly some of the pivots that we do. And he was blown away by us not putting up money. But I said to him, for a newbie, so if you're watching this on YouTube and you're brand new, is this a way to enter a deal? Forget all the way he exited, which were brilliant. But is this a way for you to enter a deal? If you got to buy and own financing, you're putting no money down, so they're expecting you to pay the closing costs. You can't put no money down, principal payments, and then say, yeah, pay your own closing costs. They're not going to do it. So he paid the $8,000. That's his investment. So back to my opening on the video, he put $8,000 in, you get 166 back. If you do the math, it's over 2,000%, even though he had to put up $8,000. And oh, by the way, I'm guessing, Bill, you didn't go to your piggy bank to get the $8,000. You probably either smartly financed it on a card or a line, or took it from another deal. Better.
Yeah, I took it from a line.
Okay, so that's just smart money, or he could take it from another payday 1 or 3 from another deal. Bill, did we miss anything? That's a mouthful.
No, I think we covered every possible nuance. I can tell you the follow-up, though, and we should have another one of these, is the deal that followed as a result of this, that tenant who moved into one of my other properties that I had just I closed the deal I had it on the market for 2 weeks, and they committed, we signed the deal in 2 weeks. So you think my seller was happy? They're absolutely hysterical. I just talked to them this morning, caught them up on everything that's going on.
Love it. So let's leave that as a cliffhanger. You remind me, we'll do another deal structure. I don't care when you guys are watching this, please understand that during COVID, and if we're post-COVID, things, I promise you, won't be the same still. So it doesn't matter. My point is, terms deals work incredibly well. We set this to be recession resistant years ago. We've been tested as a company and as a community, Wicked Smart community of associates, and everyone not only passed the test, but have come out flying with deals like this. So don't overlook that. Don't overlook the niche. Don't overlook the 3 paydays. Get yourself involved in some shape, form, or fashion if you're not already. If you want a strategy call, we are, especially during these chaotic times, offering free strategy calls. We're saying it on every media we have. That's a big commitment for us. We're digging deep. We're doubling down. We're tripling down. We're doing calls for you guys for free. All you gotta do is go to smartrealestatecoach.com/action, and you can schedule a call. It's gonna ask you to answer a few questions, because we wanna know before you come on, hey, how many deals have you done? None is okay. And if you did do some, what type, and what are some of your challenges, so we can help you bridge the gap. That's our whole deal. Bill, any last minute thoughts for these guys as far as perhaps coming to the QLS virtual event that's coming up, whether they miss this one coming up because they don't see this till later, or whether they're seeing this in time to book a ticket? What's the importance of going to the QLS? You've been to several, I think all of them almost.
Well, I'm not the only person out there doing deals, so you get that from pretty much everybody who's active in our group. And what's our number now? We
have 80 associates or so, maybe 85, yeah. And I would say that 3/4 of them are what we consider to be active. Well, it's about 80%.
You know, and I get that because I'm a member. I get that on Slack every day. I'm keeping up with all the deals that everybody's doing. And if you're not part of this group, QLS will be your introduction to just an amazing amount of information flow. How to structure these deals. I will tell you that because of this deal, my focus has shifted. As you know, I am looking at as many free and clear deals and sub-2 deals as I can possibly get my hands on. And I've got like a half a dozen very creative deals in the hopper right now that I'm hoping to sign in the next few weeks. So,
same with us. And yeah, that's a good teaser, Bill, for people to say, well, what did you do different? Well, we're doing the same thing, but we're getting creative on longer terms, more sub-2s, more owner financing.
Yep.
Bill, thanks for being on once again, my man, and congrats. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Chris. I loved it.